Hello, everyone, and welcome to Softfield Academy's webinar. And thank you to AMS for hosting this webinar tonight. We are very happy to introduce the revolutionary topical hyaluronidase called Topilase. If you don't already know the product, you'll be really amazed by its incredible results. That you know it's a product that can correct the under eye skin irregularities. And after this webinar, you will know the product much more, and it will hold no more secrets for you. So I would like to start by thanking Dr. Mehta and thanking Dr. Doyle for being our wonderful speakers tonight. Thank you for being here.
Perfect.
Just would like to precise that this webinar is being recorded and it will be available. It should be available from tomorrow on the AMS platform if you need to rewatch it. So I will now hand the floor to Dr. Mehta to give you more information on everything you need to know about Topilase.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for the introduction. And hello and welcome everybody to this evening's webinar. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it with myself and Dr. Session around Topilase, how it works, what it is. And more than that, we're going to be sharing our personal insights into how it works and what we've managed to achieve with it, which I'm really excited to share with you later on this evening. Now, tonight's webinar is going to be recorded and will be available on the AMS platform afterwards, so there's no need to take notes. You can watch this back at a time that suits you best. So a little bit about what we're covering tonight. We're going to start with myself talking around what is Topilase, how is it put together, and how does it work. We're then going to be talking around periorbital anatomy and focusing really around the eye area. And I'm very privileged to be joined by Dr. Doyle tonight, who's an oculoplastic surgeon, who's going to be sharing her insights and expertise knowledge in that area. So we're going to start by that. Then we're going to be talking around some of the key things to do with complications with hyaluronic acid dermal fillers, and then finally sharing some of those cases with you as well. And we're going to do a Q&A at the end of tonight's session, so feel free to keep your questions until the end and we'll go through them then. So firstly, just because I want this session to be a bit of an interactive session tonight, if you can go to the chat in your Zoom bar at the bottom and let me know, where are you watching this from? Whereabouts are you watching this webinar from this evening? Great to see all you guys here with us. If you can type where you're coming from, that'd be fantastic. So a little bit about, I'll just stop on this slide, please, Jenny, if that's right. Jenny is controlling this slide deck tonight. A little bit about myself. So my name is Dr. Mehta. I'm a cosmetic doctor based in the UK, and my background is varied professionally. So I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Harley Academy. We're a postgraduate training school for aesthetic medicine here in the UK. And we also run a chain of clinics. And so my injection time has gone down over the last 8 years that I've been in aesthetics, but I still have a busy clinic. And for me, being able to have a product like Topilase that's been introduced in the market in the last 4 years has been really revolutionary in some of the niche cases that I deal with. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about them soon. Now, before I start my section, I'll hand over to Dr. Doyle just to run through an intro for yourself. Jenny, and we'll move forward after that.
So hi everyone, thanks for inviting me tonight to speak. I'm an oculoplastic surgeon based here in London in the UK, and basically my practice encompasses a lot of surgical procedures but also non-surgical procedures. We're finding more and more that patients were sort of seeking me out for periocular aesthetics because of my background as a oculoplastic surgeon. So a lot of our work centers around the eyes, non-surgically as well as surgically. And what I was finding is that I was getting more and more patients coming in where they'd had work done elsewhere and they were coming in for a second opinion for corrective work. Now, we all know that injecting Hyalase is definitely a useful part of the toolkit, but comes with downsides at the same time and can leave the patients with the alternate problem in terms of reducing their overfill. and trading this for underfill and skin laxity. So when Topilase came out, it really has revolutionized the options available to us in how we treat that. So it's become a really integral part of my practice, which I'm looking forward to sharing with you. I'll hand back over to Marcus.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jenny. So, as mentioned, the first part of our presentation this evening is going to be talking around what Topilase is. And I'd be interested to know from you guys watching this evening, how many of you know about Topilase? How many of you have used Topilase? If you can let us know in the chat and the Q&A box, it will give us an idea about, how much you know about the product itself. And as Dr. Doyle mentioned just then, I think it's important to think about topical hyaluronidase as something that's quite different to injectable hyaluronidase. As clinicians, we're all used to using injectable hyaluronidase in certain cases, and the product Topilase doesn't replace the same use case that I think it does compared to the injectable version. So for me, when I'm thinking about injecting a patient with hyaluronidase, to me, it's kind of the last thing I want to do, unless it's a vascular occlusion or something that needs immediate action. If it's more of an asymmetry or a lump or bump, injectable hyaluronidase carries inherent risks. And I'm not talking about an allergy particularly, I'm talking more around bruising, bleeding, swelling, the asymmetries that you can get as well from hyaluronidase. So obviously when you inject, you quite often dissolve more hyaluronic acid gel than you intend, and as a result you're then, as Dr. Doyle said, you're chasing the other side of the face to try and keep up, and it can become quite complicated. So for me, I try to limit my use of injectable hyaluronidase, and that is where Topilase comes in as quite an interesting product to have in my clinic that I can use in certain scenarios. So move on to the next slide for me, Jenny, that'd be great. Perfect. So what is Topilase? So Topilase is a cosmetic product. It is not a prescription product like injectable hyaluronidase or Hyalase is. And as a result, that means that it's much easier to store in your clinic, to keep in your clinic, to get hold of, rather than prescription product that is hyaluronidase. It's a product that's manufactured